For today's ultimate guide, we have everybody's favorite big old piece of cake, Crustle. Let's get into this. Inside this video, we're gonna go over the best moves, builds, emblems, everything you need to know about this Pokemon. Jake, your resident content cowboy here. Yeehaw. Alright, let's start here with everybody's favorite, our little Dwebble and the move Rock Slide. First off, Crustle is a really interesting Pokemon. Its boosted attack is actually really strong. It got a buff a little ways back, and it's actually really powerful. And I do have critical hit items on this Pokemon because Crustle, while its moves outside of X-Scissor cannot critical hit, Stealth Rock used to be able to, it cannot anymore. X-Scissor can critically hit, and it is a legitimate build. Again, the early game here is Fury Cutter and Rock Slide. Rock Slide's actually really nice because you're able to try to steal things from a distance, and it has a 1-second stun on it. It's actually a really nice move. It reminds me a lot of what Mamoswine has early. You kind of don't want to give it up, but you do get a really cool option here between the two moves afterwards. However, it's really nice. Long range and a 1-second stun. You can use this to make sure that you could stack, so you could stun the enemies on their goal and then just, you know, goal right in their face. Goal right in their face. You can also use this to secure wild Pokemon once they're low enough. That might be not high. Yeah, that was a little too high. But once they're low enough, you can use that to secure a KO on wild Pokemon. It's a really nice move. Just a nice long-range stun. Crustle's other starter move is Fury Cutter, and it's actually more interesting than it seems. It's just a little slash in front of Crustle, but it sets up a few things. First off, if you're going the critical hit build and you're using a Razor Claw, this will help you proc that extra damage that Razor Claw gives you, so you'll Fury Cutter and then hit someone, and you can see the extra pop of damage right there. Also, you can see that buff, or excuse me, that debuff that is on that Pokemon right there. That little line means if you continue to hit them with Fury Cutter, you're going to do increased damage. It has, I believe, a 2-stack on this debuff here. So now I'm doing 871 with my Fury Cutters onto this Pokemon here, just because I've hit them multiple times with it. So it's really good early if you're brawling with this Pokemon. You actually do a surprising amount of damage between your Fury Cutter and then your basic attacks. You continue basic attacking, you hit with another Fury Cutter. It's just a lot of damage. Every once in a while you'll get a critical hit in there if you're playing the crit build. So it's a really cool combo that you could set up with an early move. And I think a lot of people don't realize that the longer you're battling Crustle, the worse it is for you. Alright, now let's talk about your next two moves. I actually think there are a few different ways to play Crustle, and I'm going to show two of them in this video. I'm going to show the Shell Smash X-Scissor build and the Rock Tomb Stealth Rock build, but I actually think all four of Crustle's moves are kind of interchangeable here. Rock Tomb X-Scissor has some benefits because you get these big stuns, which we'll talk about here in a minute, and then Shell Smash Stealth Rock just creates this crazy Pokemon who runs all over the map, stealing experience everywhere. Let's talk here about Shell Smash. Shell Smash is really interesting. So it lowers your defenses to 0. Let me bring up my stats right here. You can see my defense and special defense here, 211 and 148. Once I Shell Smash, boom, they are gone. 0 and 0. So what's happening is I'm taking a percentage, 40% of my stats, and turning it into my attack stat, which means moves like my X-Scissor, my basic attacks, even things like my Unite move, they all are going to do more damage once I do this. And if you have critical hits on, you can see these massive critical hits. I'm level 6, and I just critical hit a Snorlax for 1,300 damage here. So Shell Smash gives you massive speed increase. It does remove your defenses, but you're very, very tanky. You have a ton of HP, and it gives you a ton of attack. This makes you just incredibly mobile, and it sets up, again, huge moments where you can do a ton of damage. Speaking of damage here, let's just look at the difference between X-Scissor, 1,713 damage, or X-Scissor with a Shell Smash, 2,168 damage. So the difference is pretty huge. Now add on to that you might get a critical hit inside there with your X-Scissor, and all of a sudden you're doing a ton of damage there. You saw that 1,700 point critical hit here at level 7. This is why the critical hit build on Crustle is so valuable. Let's talk a little bit about X-Scissor now. On its face, X-Scissor does a ton of damage and pushes enemies around. It's really nice. It's good. Lots of damage. pushes enemies around, great. And of course, again, it can critically hit. So if you have a critical hit build, there you saw a crit right there. Every once in a while, you'll get multiple critical hits inside of an X Scissor, and I've deleted full health Pokemon with one X Scissor, just walking into them. Goodbye, Ninetales, and they're gone. Now let me show you a cool thing that X Scissor does that a lot of people don't take advantage of, but it's actually really huge. And it's that when you hit an enemy into a wall here with X Scissor, they are stunned for 1.5 seconds right there. So if you're able to fight around your rock tomb or just around all of the outcroppings that are inside this map, you could set up scenarios where your enemies are stunned for a really long time. It has to be on that third hit, but if that third hit knocks them into a wall, they are stunned right there. Use this to your advantage. It is massive. It's like hitting an enemy with a Volt Tackle, and you didn't even need to Volt Tackle for it. At level 11, you get Shell Smash Plus, which just gives you more attack conversion from your defenses. And then at level 13, you get X Scissor Plus, which lowers an entire second off your cooldown for X Scissor. Doesn't sound like a lot, but think about it this way. X Scissor actually starts its cooldown the second you use the move. If you notice, while I'm slashing here, my cooldown has already started with X Scissor. So if I'm hitting an enemy Pokemon with my X Scissor and a second is off of it here, it's actually a bigger cooldown than you would think if you were just using X Scissor and then once all of the slashes were done, your cooldown started. You get to use it a ton once you upgrade here at level 13, and that is massive near these ending fights. You're able to just fight your enemy, brawl with them, and use it again and again and again, knocking them into walls. And around the Rayquaza pit, there's actually so many opportunities here for your X Scissor to stun enemies. As you can see, if you're fighting near here, anywhere in this area, if you're fighting inside this pit right here, basically this entire area is just a place where Crustle can stun the enemy with its X Scissor. This moveset I really think is set up to be used with critical hits. It's just so incredibly mean. You can use this without Shell Smash, but the bonus you get to the attack is actually pretty massive. Just use my Unite move there. We'll talk about that more here in a little bit. Okay, now let's talk about Rock Tomb and Stealth Rock. Rock Tomb is a move that I've wanted to be good for a very long time, and I would say it finally is. As you can see, the range on Rock Tomb is really impressive here. Rock Tomb sends out in a line this damaging and slowing line that hits an enemy, and then of course it creates this wall here. So if I hit this Snorlax with that line right there, it is slowed by 60%. And then if it is hit again by my Rock Tomb, once the wall goes down, it is slowed again. So you can set up moments like that. And then again, if you press Rock Tomb, it goes down and you hit the enemy with a second bit of damage and you slow them once again. You can see the slow is actually massive right here. Once it upgrades, by the way, it goes from 60% to 80%. So this move was always a bit of a liability, I would say, especially because not only can you grief your allies with it, you can kind of grief yourself. But now that you're able to set up these massive slows on the enemy, I just think Rock Tomb is in such an amazing place in this game. As I said before, I actually think these moves are pretty interchangeable. So Shell Smash, Stealth Rock, or Rock Tomb X Scissor, I think all of them are viable choices in different ways, especially because of how X Scissor, again, can stun the enemy. But you get to set up just this amazing combo with these two moves. You set up a wall of rock, and if you nail it right, you kind of set up a combo where the enemy is stuck having to take damage inside your Stealth Rock, and the only way they can go is often towards your team, which is bad, or stay inside the Stealth Rocks, take damage, and get KO'd. It's a really, really cool combo, and finally, I would say Rock Tomb is actually a legit way to play Crustle. So again, Rock Tomb has 3 bits of damage here. It has the line, it has the wall, and it has the wall again once the wall goes down. 3 different sets of damage and 2 opportunities to slow your enemy. Also, if you're very scared, you can just put up a Rock Tomb, stay safe for a little while. Now let's talk about Stealth Rock. Stealth Rock, you throw it on the ground here. You do 8 different ticks of damage over the course of 4 seconds, and the damage is increasing the longer someone is in it, which is why the combo here with Rock Tomb and Stealth Rock is actually pretty cool, because the longer they hang out in there, you can see the damage continues to tick up. This is true of wild Pokemon as well. This is why this is the kind of move where if you're fighting over Regieleki or something like that, you can throw it near the end of Regieleki's life, and you've got just a ton of opportunities to steal an objective with Stealth Rock. And it's also on a really low cooldown, so you move around the map constantly taking wild Pokemon. You can kind of set it and forget it at certain times, so when you're fighting, you're throwing it down, you put your Rock Tomb, you're walking away. If the enemy's low enough, you actually secure wild Pokemon and big objectives without even fighting at that moment. Again, amazing for just clearing wild Pokemon. You set it right here. I'm not even attacking them. Had I been attacking them, they go down even faster, but you could literally just set it here and walk away from certain things, and you will be able to secure it. It's pretty amazing here. You can move around the map with ease, securing objectives and scoring points. Again, it does not critically hit. It used to critically hit, and that was... honestly, that was pretty wild, but it doesn't critically hit anymore. It's still a super fun move, and you're kind of this weird, tanky, harassing Pokemon where you're always dealing damage to the enemy. If they decide to fight you, they're kind of fighting you in this horrible cage that they don't want to be in. It's just awesome. It's awesome. So Rock Tomb Plus, they get slowed even further when they get hit by it. You can see the slow there. It's pretty devastating. Look at that. Oh! Massive slows. Stealth Rock, on the other hand, at level 13 lasts for an extra second and does an extra 2 bits of damage to enemies here. So again, if you're able to set up a nice little Rock Tomb or just Stealth Rocking near an enemy, you could do a ton of damage. Something I like to do with Stealth Rock that I think a lot of people don't expect, if I'm here and I'm fighting and let's say, you know, a Zarina, I'm a champ, whatever, wants to come in and fight me, they're expecting me to throw my Stealth Rock at them, but often what I do is I use walls and other obstacles as a way for me to pin my Stealth Rock. It does not go through walls, so I can't throw it past this wall over here, but what I can know is if a Pokemon decides to fight me right here, they are in my Stealth Rocks because I'm not throwing it at the enemy, which could possibly miss, or I could throw it over here and the enemy just walks towards me. I actually throw it right next to me, so if they're going to fight me, they're fighting me in this zone, which is very bad for them. Just an example, on this substitute doll, just hitting them with Stealth Rocks, not my basic attacks, Rock Tomb, my Unite move, anything else, 6,000 damage if they just sit inside of it. So it can be really bad for the enemy, and if you know that they're coming to fight you or something like that, throw it right here, fight them against this wall, make them fight you in your rocks. A lot of people think, how would you hit an enemy with your Stealth Rocks? Well, this is how you hit them a lot of the times with your Stealth Rocks. You set up a scenario where they have to fight you in them. Now you can also do that, of course, with Rock Tomb, as we've said before. The move speed slow, all of it. You could just set up some really unfortunate things for your enemies here. Now let's talk about the Unite move. It's really interesting here. So your Unite move gives you a huge shield. It's massive. It's 40% of your HP, I think plus 400 says Unite TV, plus 600 HP says Unite TV. So it's just massive. And then you deal damage to enemies around you. You also deal revenge damage. So I'm going to use it right here. You're going to see I deal damage every second to these enemies. And then you saw that big damage of 600 right there, 622. That's because enemies are attacking me when I have my Unite move up. So not only do you deal damage to enemies just being near them, if they decide to attack you, you deal these extra bursts of damage to everyone around you. It's just so incredibly mean. Basically, you become this huge, unKOable tank that can chase them down, and at the same time, if they decide to turn and attack you, you end up outputting more damage to the enemy. This is also very good for, you know, securing an objective, something like Rayquaza right here. I'm just gonna take Snorlax down. You'll notice if you're attacking Rayquaza, and I'm setting up a scenario that can't happen, all these rocks. You have your Unite move here. If enemies are attacking you around this, you will also get not only your consistent damage, not only your stealth rocks, but you're also getting these extra big pops of damage to objectives. That's why when you're Crustle and you Unite right next to an objective and fight the enemies, you have a chance of stealing it in so many ways. Of course, this also gives you an increase in movement speed. It's great for chasing enemies down, especially with Shell Smash, but also if you set this up, you've got your Unite move and you've got Rock Tomb and Stealth Rock. It's just a horrible place for the enemies to be. And again, all of this is without even doing any damage with your basic attacks, which you're going to be doing the entire time as you're fighting as well. It's just an insane amount of damage from this Pokemon that's essentially a big old tank, but you turn yourself into a tank with spikes all over you. It's an amazing Unite move. All right, let's talk held items for Crustle. If you're playing Crit Crustle, I don't think there's really another way to go than this. You want as much critical hit as you can possibly get, and then your attack stat with Crustle is actually very low. So if you stack up this attack weight, you get a massive benefit. X Scissor has really good scaling, which means the amount of attack put into the move is pretty solid, and at the same time, low attack stat means your basics and your X Scissors are going to start doing a ton more damage, not to mention everything else inside this kit. This is definitely the way to go if you're playing critical hit on this Pokemon. However, there are a ton of options that actually work really well. Focus Band is great. This Pokemon has a ton of HP, so you recover an insane amount here. Buddy Barrier is just, I mean, icing on the cake when you're thinking of the shield that you get from your Unite move. You're already kind of unKOable, so I don't know if you need this one, but it is pretty fun. It gives you more HP. Score Shield, actually pretty decent on this Pokemon. Your mobility is pretty great with this, and your health, again, is so incredibly high that it's hard for opponents to break this in time, so you can actually make some pretty bold goals in your enemies' faces. These three items are less often used on this Pokemon, but all of them I think have some value. Energy Amp, actually, because your Unite move is brutal, and if you're playing the Stealth Rock build in particular, I think you can actually take advantage of the fact that you're clearing wild Pokemon so often that you get to Unite all the time, and then once you Unite, you're doing even more damage to your enemies. Floatstone is kind of cheesy, but I like running it a little bit on the Rock Tomb build because you do lose that extra move speed from Shell Smash. You get a little extra attack, but the move speed is really nice here. And then Eos Cookie, again, this is also a little cheesy, but when this Pokemon just has so much HP, I like adding even more on so your shields are even bigger. Some items to watch out for, I would say Assault Vest is okay if there are a lot of special attackers in the meta, which there are right now, but I honestly don't think this provides enough value because you just don't know how many special attackers are on the enemy team. Rocky Helmet always feels like it's going to be good, but it's always bad. Just stay away from this item in general. And then Weakness Policy actually doesn't provide as much value for me, in my opinion, on this Pokemon because your attack stat is so very low. It feels like this would be good, but you just have such a low attack stat on this Pokemon that I don't actually think it benefits you as much as you would like. And then of course, Leftovers always sounds like a good idea on a Pokemon with a lot of HP, but this item just really doesn't work very well. Experience Share, I've seen some people run this and they use this Pokemon to invade the enemy central area. I haven't really tried it a ton myself. I think it's very specific, but you know what? It could be pretty fun. For boost emblems, I think there are a couple ways to go. If you're playing the critical hit build, try to get as much critical hit and brown as you possibly can so you get a little extra attack and you get a little extra critical hit. This is what I'm running on a lot of critical hit Pokemon right now. I actually am going to have a more in-depth emblem guide coming out for every Pokemon soon. It's just taking me a while to get that finished, but I've got some information coming out that I think is going to blow your mind. If you're not focused on critical hit, this is a build I really like. I got this from the Unite Math Cord, and I think it's a really strong build. I nicknamed it the Bruise Cruise because I use it for a lot of bruiser type Pokemon. It's 6 white, 4 brown, 2 blue, 2 purple. You get a lot of extra HP with it, a lot of extra attack with it, and the only thing you're really sacrificing here is some defense, special defense, and some special attack. And the nice thing on Crustle is your defenses go to 0 when you're using Shell Smash, so you know, if you lose a little defense, not that big of a deal right here, and this really helps everything that Crustle's about. All right, let's take a look at a couple matches here with Crustle. Before we hop into our matches, a word from today's sponsor. Today's sponsor is Snakes. What are they thinking? Head on over to snakeswhatarethéthinking.com and put in your snake's name and date of birth. When you pull up the website, you will find that, oh no, they're out of business. Well, if you like what I'm doing here, like, comment, subscribe, and consider becoming a member. I love you. I'm sad to say that snakeswhatarethéthinking.com is out of business. This is that X-Scissor Shell Smash full critical hit build here. We've got 2 critical hit items. We've got our attack weight so that we can get more damage here. Item-wise, I mean, you can run a lot of different things on this. I honestly think Goal Getter is fine. Eject button, also pretty good for this because you can move around through your attacks, but we'll just keep Goal Getter on because I had it, and that always scares people when they see it. All right, looks like we're heading to the top path here with our Crustle boy. Top path is fine. You stack a little better in the bottom path because it's shorter, but we're heading top. A couple big critical hits right up top here. It's gonna be fun. This build is always really fun. Nice. Gonna walk through. Not able to get that. Let's see if I can score here real quick. That's a stack in early. Greninja is able to secure that, but we do take this and get a stack. That's a stack. 2 stacks. We've got our level 4. We've got our Shell Smash. Let's see if we can stop this Greninja. Oof. Got it. Not able to get that one, though. Can I score here? If the jungle's coming up here, this is a death. But if it's not, this is a stack. That's a stack. Let's see what happens. Ooh, almost got Greninja. Come here. Come here, you little buddy. Oh, so close. Gengar, but I think we get Gengar right here. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, this is not good for them. That's a stack. Quick stack. We got 4. This is 5. That's a stack. We're almost fully stacked up right away. And we almost have our X-Scissor as well. Which means we just do huge damage if we land one. Scald Bro, probably. Oh, look at those crits! 1,300 damage! Oh, I can't wait. Stole that. Might get KO'd for it. Maybe? No. Stunned him into the wall there. Nice. Another huge stun. Gonna score, and then Abs is gonna break. That's a stack. And we're fully stacked up. Looking pretty good here. This has been taken. And now we're just kind of looking for sneaky KOs and things like that. Ooh, maybe I can help Zoroark here. It's kind of in a bad spot. Big stuns there on Slowbro. Goodbye, Greninja. One shot. Ooh, you're lucky, friend. Alright, let's rip this off the face of the earth. I'll try to save my X-Scissor for a secure or a push. There we go. Got the secure there. Mime is here. We're already level 8, and if I was level 9, this would be a really good push. Level 8's an okay push. Thought Greninja might be hiding there if they weren't. Nice. We can push this a little bit here. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen, unfortunately. Our team stayed bottom, but they didn't get anything done. They should have got Reggie Ice if both of them were staying bottom. However, No big deal. Match is going quite well. Just surprising moves from our allies. Nice double KO from Zoroark top. Apps is going up there to help him. I'm just clearing out some experience because it's all over the map. I wonder what's going on down here. Got some Mews going on. Two of them stayed bottom to deal with one Pokemon. That's Mew for you. Yeah, let's go. I'm not afraid of you. Gonna score right here. Throw another 40 in. Knew that goal getter was gonna come in handy. And there it is. Head to the top path now. My Unite move is down. Probably a little premature to use it bottom there, but mistakes were made. Nice. Got Greninja. Not able to get a big critical hit on Slowbro, unfortunately. Gonna have to reset. My team's gonna get that, though. We kind of wiped them there. The only thing that would stop that is just like a crazy steal, but we got that. We got that. That's gonna start walking. If I can get a Unite move, I can help push it. Without it, I can't really. Oof, 93%. Maybe I can make it? Nah, we're backing out. Alright, let's just grab all the experience on the map. I might be able to make another sneaky move here. Like a sneaky 40 really quick. Let's find out. Greninja's here. Nice. Just a quick one. Oh no, the snapback! Oh, the snapback! Oh, the saddest snapback of all time. Alright, alright, alright. We missed. We missed. Tragic. Oh, that was a sad one, guys. That was a sad one. Ooh, we're getting United at 313. I could pop my Unite here. I'm not going to. I'm just going to base. I'm going to save it. I know I could charge it in time, but I'm just going to be a little conservative with it. I'm not running energy amp, so just want to make sure I've got it here for the final fight. Nice. I've still got my goal getter. I can make a play here. Where'd Greninja go? There he is. Slowbro going down. Almost level 13. A little behind on my leveling. Ooh, Gengar. Where is he going? Absolutely. Enemy might be at Reggie. I'm gonna put some points in real quick. Get my 13. Ooh, they get me. Oh, this fight's starting. Unite move time. Where's that Gengar at? He's like right around here. Where are you, buddy? There you are. Nice. Gone. GG. GG with a crit Crustle. We were kind of dominating that match. Team was playing good. We were playing good. Set up some big moments. I don't know if that was surrender time. I wouldn't personally surrender there, but to each their own. Obviously, everybody's surrendering these days. Everybody is trying to surrender these days. And there we go. Crit Crustle. It's so fun, so much damage, such a good time. Little light on overall damage here, but it's about the big bursts that you're able to get with it, right? And sometimes you'll leave a game, depending on what's on the enemy team and what moments you catch, you'll leave a game with, you know, near 100k damage with this, and other times you'll leave a game kind of middle of the pack here. We're right around Zoroark and Absol and things like that, but really solid. I just love Crustle. I love it so much. All right, we're gonna head up to the top path here. We're gonna try to get as many stacks as we can early, get all that extra HP, and then again, we're gonna be scoring in the enemy's face as much as we can with our score shield, our goal getter. So that is it's our little plan here for this Stealth Rock Crustle. And then we're gonna be using our Rock Tombs a ton to just displace the enemy and mess with them in all the big team fights. I'm just hitting these as I walk. That way I can score, my cooldowns come back up, and I can hit them again. It's gonna be our first stack and our second. That's a stack. My ally was just kind of standing there, that was weird. We got a third stack. And I'm gonna try to push around this here. I might not make it home, unfortunately. Ooh, getting close. Dang, I got really close. That's a stack. Not able to fully make it home there, though. We got very, very close. We got 3 stacks early. So we have a ton of health. We've got our level 4. We're a little late for these center fight. And unfortunately, it looks like we're not going to get any of it. Our ally's not contesting it. But, you know, it's hard to. We weren't there. And the enemy jungle's here, so. Just going to have to fight him back here. And it looks like we got a Sludge Bomb Venusaur. That's going to be interesting. So they're going to be using the Solar Beam build. We were actually able to pick up a KO there. Nice. Might get another if they keep pushing. Ooh. Right here. Ooh, so close. So close to getting a second one there. I don't know if I can get the stack right now. Pretty dangerous. Yeah, gonna have to back up. My allies have not made it center. The enemies are making their way here. See if I can steal any of this. Tyranitar is here. Finally, I've got my Stealth Rock. I'm gonna try to take it, and I did. Just walking away here. Securing a lot of that with my Stealth Rock. And yes, huge Rock Tomb! That was a huge Rock Tomb, stopping Buzz there. If they just push right now, they can get Glaceon. They're not pushing. That's unfortunate. Glaceon was so low. That was an easy pickup. But Tyranitar is in the bottom path here, and that's kind of to be expected. That Pokemon needs so much love to get level 9, so I'm not expecting them up here at this fight. You put enemies in really uncomfortable positions with your Stealth Rock and your Rock Tomb. They were able to take top, but we have 2 of our Pokemon bottom, so that's kind of to be expected, honestly. It wasn't going to be easy for us to fight this at all. We actually almost get Venusaur too. Unfortunately, gosh, none of our team is showing up. If either Gengar or Tyranitar show up there, we do really well, but that's okay. We're gonna get our Unite move. We're gonna break this top goal. We're gonna get another stack. We've got big, big plans. Grabbing this XP on the way. Ooh, our team's maybe breaking it right now. It is gone. And I'm just standing next to Buzzwole, so it goes down here. I'm gonna take experience from them and score in their goal if I can. Nice, huge catch on Pikachu. It goes down. You're kind of a mage in some respects with this build, because if you can catch the 1-2 combo almost like Ninetales or something like that, you could really do a ton of damage if you just get them with a Stealth Rock and a Rock Tomb. They can't really do anything about it unless they burn an eject button or have a, you know, a really nice dash or something like that. I'm gonna charge my Unite here. It's getting pretty close. 70%. Fortunately, no one's up here again. This is the second time my team hasn't showed top. So I don't think we're gonna be able to get this, honestly. My team's just not showing up together yet. Got Venusaur there. So that's something. But if our team doesn't ever show up to any of these top fights, we're not going to be able to win them. We are a good tank, but you can't win the game alone. Is that going to walk? Yeah, it walked in. It doesn't surprise me that that happened. Our Gardevoir is just kind of walking around. Same with our Gengar. Unfortunately, not a very coordinated team, but we're going to make the most of it. See if we can get a quick score in. One of their goals here. I don't know what Espeon's doing right now. I guess they're hanging out with me.
That's a stack.
Stack, by the way. We can get another actually while we're here. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe. Might as well just take it. Just while we're up here. My team is moving around the map. They're getting level 13 and 13 for Gengar as well. So we actually are doing great experience-wise. We're just not doing great fighting-wise. We're going to be behind on points because of what happened to our top path. We're going to get our... Oop, take that. We're going to get our level 13 here before Ray. This is not a fight that I really want us to take. And we're kind of... Oh, Espeon and Tyranitar up there. This is a really tough fight for us. It's very late. We shouldn't be here at all. Yeah. This is not going to be good. I have to Unite here. Hopefully I can get a couple of them. Maybe one. I'm just getting completely dominated and my team not showing up. Gardevoir. Yeah, that was a weird one. That was a really weird moment. We are able to pick up, looks like 2 KOs. 1. Espeon is here. I don't think they're going to get much done, though. Tyranitar, however, could get something done. Go center, go center. Don't avoid it, T-Tar. Oh, our Tyranitar's leaving. Let's go. Form up, everybody. Trying to slow them so they can't get to my guy. Nice. We actually are able to save Espeon right there. Clutch Rock Tomb. Nice. Ooh, another nice Rock Tomb here. I'm just trying to push them away from the center right now. If they're dealing with me, they're not dealing with Ray. Nice, we get it. Beautiful. Should be good for us. I should be able to take down this Mamo. I do. I've got my shield, I've got a score shield, and I've got my goal getter. That was a tough final fight. We put the points in, though. I do not know if we're going to be able to make it home, but it doesn't matter too much at this point. Nice job. Crazy final fight. I mean, jeez. But we got there. We got there. Even through some weird stuff, we got there in that final fight. And
That's
I finally got my stacks. Tough game. Tough game, but we had some really cool moments. I love this build. You know, I think Shell Smash is probably just better for moving around the map in general, but Rock Tomb sets up some really amazing things here. Let's see what we got. We actually did 70,000 damage. We did as much damage as Gengar. We did more damage than all of our carries, essentially, barely being outpaced by Gengar and Espeon there, taking more damage than everyone on the team, and just, you know, doing Crustle things. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Jake, your resident content cowboy, saying yeehaw.